Alright, welcome back. It'll be to another episode of City Skylines. In the last episode, I don't remember exactly what we were doing, but I know I was starting to mess with the rail and stuff. So, what I did is I went back and redid this rail yard, and I think it turned out pretty well. I'm not sure about this right here. I was thinking of maybe, bringing it along here, kind of less of a sharp curve, because I think that would make it look a little bit better. But I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. So what I did is I lengthened this out a lot, and I just changed a bunch of these. And then I did run this line down, and then I created a bypass line through this interchange right here as well. So I've seen that a little bit when there was rail yards close to these interchanges. So I did that, and then I also did create another little spot there so they can get into the bypass line as well. So then I built this out over here. This isn't going to stay like this. I was actually kind of using this area to experiment with the cul-de-sacs as well. It's definitely not perfect, but, it's better than nothing. I think we might end up kind of using this design, so I'm going to kind of try and mimic it. It's almost like a teardrop type of design, and I think one of the big reasons, because it gives you pretty good zonability around it, so that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, the Road United mod is still not working. I messed with it a little bit over the weekend, and unfortunately I haven't had luck, so I'm going to have to go on to it and see what's going on, see if there was an update or something they did, because I haven't really looked at the mod in a couple days to see, why it did that. I just kind of been messing with stuff on my own. I did bring a line down this way, because what I would like to do, I'm thinking maybe in here somewhere, is build a little bit of a port. What I was thinking of doing that, I need to look into some stuff, but I want to just bring this land in more and just kind of flatten it off if I can, and then kind of dig it out a little bit and make it deeper, and then try and get the wall to be as flat as possible, and then put a seawall next to it, I think is what worked best, and then we can kind of put the ports and stuff over here, and then I'd like to put some containers and stuff back up here. One thing we're going to need to do is get this road going. So what I was thinking later on is that this road is actually going to probably curve off over in this direction and then come up over here. And then I'm thinking it's going to bridge up and over, and then it's going to land up in here. And then this road will probably end up bridging over and connecting into this road. And I'm thinking maybe like a little bit more of like a warehouse type area over here. Or maybe this is where we can kind of put the power plant instead. Or just some housing. I don't know yet, but I feel like this would be industrial at the very least, just like this. I'm pretty much envisioning a pretty good amount of this area being industrial as well. But one of the things I'm going to be focusing on in this episode is actually redoing this whole entire interchange. It's going to be a little bit of a project, but I think it's going to work, because what I'm going to eventually do is I have fully decided. I'm making the call right now that I've fully decided that we're going to make another connection here. And what I'm thinking is it'll come around here, and it'll come along the railroad tracks as it comes across the river, and then it'll actually come up and meet up here. Now, that's not to say it won't eventually come off, might not eventually come off and come around and maybe connect into the industrial area. But with the influx of traffic, I just kind of want to get ready for it, and then also it would make this area flow a lot better, especially with so many cars turning into here and whatnot. So I think this general design, I really like where this gas station is and how it turned out. I did that and everything, but it's going to be time for it to go. Look at the traffic there. That's pretty good. Let's watch that for a second. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then they merge down here. Yeah, that works pretty well. I think we have we do have some traffic here. So we're probably going to want to get this going. What I was thinking is that we'll go ahead and do this 2 lanes all the way through, and then we'll meet up at 4 lanes, and then we'll break back down to 3, and then we'll just come 3, maybe all the way until this exit over here, just to kind of get things moving. And, at least we'll get, 2 lanes going that way, so that should help. Alright. Unfortunately, this is going to have to go. I kind of like it, I kind of don't. I've gone back and forth. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I did. I went back and I did some concrete work around here. I need to fix it up a little bit. And I also added these trailers and stuff back here. I want to go back and add some like pallets and stuff back here as well. And then I'm going to go back. When did that go there? I don't remember placing that there. That is really strange. I was not expecting to see that. I completely lost. Oh yeah, the last little touches that I want to do with this rail yard is put some rail cars down, which I have downloaded a ton. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna try and figure out a way to. Oh, we're running out of money. That was right, because oh yeah, these guys are ridiculously expensive. I didn't realize it until I was placing them down. But yeah, if you guys are interested in the mods, I'm going to try and figure out how to link them down below. Unless you have a really, really good computer, I would not recommend downloading them or subscribing to all. So I'm pretty sure I can link off to the mods I'm using on this game, because I've seen a couple other people do it. But I would really, really recommend not downloading all, unless you have a computer that can handle it. So, because I've got about... I think I've got about 16 gigs of RAM in my computer, and right now it's using every ounce of it and some page filing, so that's kind of where some of the performance of this game gets lost as well, so just keep that in mind. But other than that, yeah, if you guys are interested, you can go and definitely check those out. So we're going to kind of just undo everything that we've done in this area. I did download, speaking of downloading mods, these guys here. So, and I think they do, yeah, they do transmit power. So I was thinking we can put some of these guys out in the suburb and maybe even run it all along this road here and kind of do that, because you have, what is that? Oh, a cell tower. Yeah, I did download that. Yeah, I downloaded quite a bit of new stuff. Utility, yeah, so we could put some of these down. I don't know how that works for connecting them together. But we'll figure that all out. Yeah, I did download a coal plant. I have the substation that we can use as well. So there's a ton of stuff that I've been downloading as I've been watching a few other YouTubers. I'm actually gonna have to go and figure out, what is this? Okay, so this is the longer version. I'm just gonna have to go and figure out how exactly we go about connecting these together and making it look good. So I'm gonna probably do that off camera. I'm really hoping that we're gonna have enough money to do this. If not, we will pull out a loan, because we're making more than enough money. And I also want to, if I can, try and get the school going as well, but I don't know if we can yet. One thing I was thinking of doing is doing a little bit of an S-curve over, just a slight nudge over. Just to give us just that little bit more room. That would be really, really nice to have. So you're gonna have to bear with me too, because this is going to take a little bit of brain power, and I'm not 100% right now, so we'll see how this goes. So I think basically we're gonna nudge it over to where this road was, which isn't too bad, but I think we can make it look good. And I kind of want to split it apart just a little bit more as well as we come across. So maybe do something like that, and then kind of curve it there. You can see where it was and where it is, so we want to be careful to not press play right now, because this could just completely mess the whole area up. Okay, let's I was thinking of using a road just to get that, but it's just far enough away that I don't know if that's going to be the best solution. That looks pretty good. Let's see if we can kind of mimic that just a little bit. That might be a little too far. Actually, that works right there. Okay, that looks great. I'm gonna go with that. So let's just get these going in the right direction right now, just to make our lives that much easier. And you'll see why I'm doing this here in a minute. I want to do this because I was thinking it would be easier with the lights and everything to do it separate, but with the extra traffic that we're going to end up having on this road because of what we're going to do, as well as just what we have on there now, we can make everything run just that much smoother. And if we can do that, then that will help us out a ton right there. So that's kind of what I'm going for. One thing I did forget about, but we can fix this for it to come up by 4. But we'll get that going. So we're gonna make this. We're going to do it as that. So 2 4. There we go. And then let's make sure that was actually coming up by 2s. Okay. We don't need to worry about the slope right now, but we're just gonna do that just to get everything set up. So 2 4, and then we're gonna come nice and far just to make sure that we have the room, and then we're actually gonna delete up to this curve here, and you'll see why we do that here in just a second. Yeah, we may need to actually, I didn't think about that, but we may need to redo those curves. Man, I wish I thought about that. Okay, so what I want to do is we're going to do one of these hybrid interchanges. And what that means is I want to try and squeeze a curve in here. I don't know if we can do that. And then I also want to squeeze a curve in here because that definitely makes sense on this side for sure. And then what that means is that this side doesn't need a traffic light. And that'll be really nice because we'll have these guys be able to get on. Actually, yes, they will need a traffic light because these guys will be getting off. But it'll make it a lot simpler. And the traffic should flow a lot better because of that. So, we can kind of start. I think, oops, that was not the mode I thought it was on. I think we can kind of start like that. Right on that edge right there. I think that'll be okay. And then we'll kind of cut it back. And then we'll just do a nice curve. Oh, we didn't bring it down to ground level, which is going to be a problem. Which is why it was so easy to get it so close. Okay. Can we actually get it about the same spot? Yeah, I think so. So basically any traffic coming this way trying to get on here will be able to do it quite easily. Now traffic coming this way trying to turn into the industry, it's gonna be actually no. Yeah, because that's the loop that we want. Okay. I knew I planned this out right. I was starting to doubt myself there for a second, and I don't know why. So what I'm thinking here is that we're actually gonna break this off back here. And to do that, we actually probably should, to get this to line up right, we're going to make this a road for right now, right? Because that one's going to be the one that loops. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have traffic lights on both sides of the intersection still, or the interchange still, but they're only going to be for we're only going to be for 2 cycles, really, so that's going to be a lot better. Unfortunately, the guys that are going to be using this, you know, are still going to have to go through that traffic light. Ideally, we could make it so they don't have to, which we might do. We'll mess around with it once we get everything kind of sorted out. But right now, we're just kind of sorting everything out. So let's see here. Oops, that is not what I wanted. Let's get it. I want to try and get it as close as I can. I thought I had it pretty close. Yeah, I did. Don't snap. Okay. Yeah, that works. So get it as basically as close as I can. Is that higher than that one? It is. Okay, that's why I was able to do that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we will do what we did down here. And we'll only come up by 2. In that circumstance, it will not let me get in closer. If we do that, is that lower or is that higher? I think that's a little bit... Oh, that's about the same. It's a little bit lower. Actually, no, it's not. It's about the same. Okay. I think that'll be okay. I just wish, because I'm trying to get as much space as I possibly can out of this, because Walmart's right here. I mean, we could budget over a little bit, but I really don't want to if I don't have to. Let's mess with it and let's just see what we get out of doing this. Oops, let's go straight across. We'll have a whole separate bridge. Yeah, that's gonna be tight. Let's go to this guy first because I want to try something and see how it works. So that's right at there. And that's right at there. And that's right at there. And that's right at there. Okay, that's not going to be enough room. Like, we need a little bit more space, but I really, really don't want to have to move this over at all. But we may have to. I do think I have the eyedropper tool at least. Yes, I do. Which wouldn't make it too difficult to move over. But I have to redo all of that stuff back there. So let's try not to. So if we can get this a little bit more... I mean, we could end up doing something like a little bit of a horseshoe type thing instead of a loop on this side. Just, I mean, we're building this around stuff, so I mean, this kind of happens. Let's see here. I think I did 2 after. So I mean, this happens a lot. Let's see here. 2. Let's see here. That's 4. That's 3. That's 3 units, and then we kind of do by 3 units over here. And then we do another 3 units by another 3 units. That works. It's pretty tight, but that actually doesn't look too bad. Now the only problem is I need to be sinking that down while I'm doing this as well. Which works. I feel like that's actually a little bit too tight. We can go maybe 4 units out that way, which would work. But we need to start sinking that down while we're doing it. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna come out 2 units past. So ooh, that's too tight. Alright, so there's the halfway, so let's come 1 unit out. There's halfway 1 unit. Let's come down by 4. Let's do a Shift S. Alright. Is that 4? Is that really 4? Oh, we're kind of just making up for what we have there. That's right. I think we can do this. So if we do, let's say 3 units by, well, if we do 4 units by 4 units. And we come down another, let's see, 2, 4, 6. So that'll be there. Is that too steep? That's pretty dang steep. Okay. That actually is coming down to about ground level there. So let's just come down another 2. Alright, so we did a 4 unit by a 4 unit. So let's come down another 2. And then let's do another 4 by another 4. And let's come down another 2. How close is that to being... Okay, that's getting pretty good. And then from there, we could just do this. Do something like that, which I think would bring it down the rest of the way in time. Yeah, that works pretty well. It doesn't look the greatest, but I think that's about as good as we can do unless we start moving everything. You know, it's just gonna be kind of what we have to work with. You know, I'd say they're gonna have enough merge room and everything. We just gotta squeeze an off ramp through there. Where did we have the original come off? Right here. Are we still gonna be able to sustain that? Let's see if we do that. Got some glitching going on there. So if we do that, and can we just kind of squeeze it through here? How does that look? That doesn't look the greatest. Yeah, if we just notched Walmart over like a couple squares, that'd be good. Can we use the eyedropper tool on these guys as well? I don't think so. Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. Okay, well, we may be running into our first problem here. We could, yeah, how it just cuts the Walmart right there. I mean, we could just get rid of the service center. I mean, move it to this side, which could work. Or move it to the back or something. Yeah, we could do that. And then we have this road kind of come around it a little bit more, and then we can have it split off of that road. Let's go ahead and let's, ooh, that was, I forgot about that button. That's how you get into that view. Alright. Oops, I'm doing it again. Okay, this one. So, if we do this building off of this side, I think it'll work better. So what I want to do is I just want to leave this over here for now. And then we'll delete this stuff here. And we'll figure this out from here. Alright. So let's see if we can get that to not glitch out quite as much. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So if we kind of cut it back here. And that gives us a little bit more room to work with. And we can kind of come right there, which actually works. Kind of. Actually, that works pretty well because then we can just ramp down to that. I think we found our solution there. That's pretty good. So that's just the one side. We still need to fix this up, so let's do this. So I think we pretty much know where the bridging is can happen on this side. And we're gonna change up the lanes and everything once we kind of get figured out of what exactly is going on here. But we're gonna bridge at least up until there, and then it can change over to this. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty narrow, or pretty narrow. That's pretty good. So, I would say up until this point as well. So then we can do a bridge up and over like that. Do we want that to split off of there, or do we want it to take its own exit as well? Let's see real quick. So if we have it kind of just break off of here, how does that look? Well, that doesn't look very good by default. Anyways, that probably looks better. That actually doesn't look too bad. That's actually a pretty good little split. So I think we can get away with that. Let's see here, and then if we do a bridge here, I did download a node editor, so we should be able to put the bridge supports where I want them. So we'll have to mess with that and see. Alright, so then I'm thinking at that point we'll be back up to 3 lanes until we get closer to here. I think we might break down the lanes just a little bit sooner there after this exit, just to kind of, well, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's definitely not the best loop, but that's kind of, I mean, we could kind of swing it out a little bit more if we wanted to kind of get a nicer curve in this area. I don't want to mess with it too much, but kind of feel like we could. Let's do this. So let's grab this guy and let's do this. Let's see if we can freehand this. It'll probably look pretty bad. So I think we're coming up the level now. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of, is it's gonna not look that great. I don't really want that sharp curve type stuff going on, but that's about all we got right now. Just to make it look decent anyways. Let's see if we can do anything better from this angle. Try and get as close as I can without breaking that, and then it wants to loop back. That curve looks a little bit more sustainable, but it doesn't line up very well with this one, and that's going to take out that whole section. Can we just kind of... No, we can't. Oh man, we might have to get rid of that road just to make it work. Alright, let's see, how does this guy come off? Okay, so it comes off like that. Oh man, I don't know. I think I might have just messed it all up. That doesn't look very good right there, does it? No, not at all. It looks better in that area, but this curve, it actually doesn't look too bad. It's a little... needs to be a little bit more rounded off, but I think that looks a little bit better. That definitely looks like an older type of freeway type of loop there, but it's about the best I got right now with the space that we have. Which I think it'll be alright, because we got plenty of room for them to slow down here. And then we got plenty of time and speed, and we'll have plenty of time for them to speed up. There we go, that's what I was trying to say. I had to stop for a second and wonder what I was trying to say. I don't know why I kept this one. Okay, so that'll then come off of there and do that. What I'm thinking is that we'll have this guy come in here, and then that'll take care of that. So anybody who's trying to get on here or trying to get on this way can completely skip the stoplight, which makes sense. Let's do that. So we'll come straight across right here. And actually, it's only going to be left and right turns. It's going to be, there's not going to be any other cross traffic. So what we can do is this, which will help. We could almost completely remove the stoplight on that side as well, but I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, and then we can do a split off from there to make it easier, I think. That'll look pretty good. So let's see here, if we kind of bring this a little bit straight, like this, it doesn't completely line up with that, does it? Not exactly. Let's see how that lines up. Oh, that's lower too. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can fix that. So let's do that. Yeah, that fixed that. And then we can do a nice turn there. And then we can actually do something like I want to try to do one of these for a while. You got to turn off. I don't know if it's even possible. You gotta turn off snapping, and I think that's what you gotta do. I don't know, I'll mess with one of those types of curves shortly. But we'll have it split off from there. Too bad there wasn't a way. Well, I guess there is a way to do that. We can just have something split off back here, which would work. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll have a connector right going like this over to here, if we can. These roads are actually a lot bigger than they seem. Yeah, that's going right into there. This isn't working out as well as I had planned. But, oh well, we can do something like this, which should be fine. It's not great, it's not ideal, but it'll work. And then from there we can do just where they just merge directly onto that road. And then it matches back up with this here. Probably gonna have to retime this light, which will allow us to get all the turn lanes and everything done, which would be good. Alright. And then this side, see here, if we do a nice slope down, and we haven't done the loop over here yet. I just realized that, and we had already placed this guy down. We don't have enough room for the loop. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? You probably were yelling at me if you're watching, going, weren't you gonna put a loop on that side? Yes, yes I was. Alright. So what I'm thinking over here is something a little bit on the different side. Let's do this. So that's not coming. That's not snapping, right? That was not what I meant to click on. There we go. All right, so let's snap that to that, and then we should be able to snap this guy to it. Let's try and get it as close as we can without it doing that. I could have sworn I switched to this. See if we can get any closer with this one. There we go. Any closer? Right there. I guess it's about... Oh, it's not going to snap when I do that. Okay. Guess that's going to have to be where it's at. Alright. That was not what I wanted to do. And then what I'm thinking is that it will come off of there, maybe? Or should I have it try... Or should I try and have a split like I did over here? And I'm thinking of lengthening this out a little bit too. just to make it look, well, it actually looks alright like that. It should be fine. But we might want to because it's no longer going to match with that, yeah. This loop should hopefully look better. Alright. If we kind of just have the loop start over here so they can bypass this light, I think that would be good. Let's do that. Let's see how that looks. Let's do that as a normal road. So actually, let's do this first. Let's bring this straight across as a bridge. All right, should be about the same level as that one. And then about here, we can bring it back down to ground level. And then from there, we can have it merge or exit kind of on the curve there. How does that look? Look better. Let's see if we can make it look any better. What I was kind of thinking here is that it can kind of curve in a little bit as it's coming across, like this, or like this, or it can just kind of exit right off of here. Immediately kind of start coming up to ground or up to the level there. I think that'll work. That looks pretty good. And then they can bypass that that stoplight there, and then we can also create a split here. Oops, not that kind of split. Which started making that part glitch out, which is nice. That then comes off of here and make sure it comes down to ground level. And then eventually merges back into here, which that actually does not work like that. That was not the right tool. Alright, where did I originally... Oh, I didn't even have any merge lanes. Okay, so it originally merged in like around there. Okay. And we're getting a lot of glitching, which is nice. Let's try to fix that. There we go. Nope. Nope. There we go. I don't know if that will look any good. Man. That's a lengthy on-ramp. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I do. Let's see here. Let's just try and merge it in here. That looks pretty good. That works. And then we'll do a merge lane and everything there. Okay. And then here we can break it off of there. And I'm going to try and create a loop with this guy. I've never had luck doing it with this, but let's see what we have. Okay. That's not what I was trying to do. But yeah, I've never had luck with doing it, but let's see. So let's come all the way to there. Is that going to be, that's going to be too big. Okay, it needs to come a little bit straighter, right? A little bit more straight. So maybe we can come down to ground level by the time it's starting to do the loop at least. Ooh, that's a little steep. Okay, partly down to ground level by the time it reaches ground level. So we'll come down to 2. Yeah, something like that. And then we can do this to this and this to this and this to this. How does that look? That's a proper loop there. Look at that. And actually I'm thinking towards here at the end we can leave it like that and grab this guy and we can kind of start. Is that going to be low enough? Oh, I wasn't even bringing it down the whole time. I created a great loop, and I don't even bring it down to the right level in time. It should be coming down to level as it's coming around the loop, but 6, 8, 10? Is that 2? Oh, I've got it on 1s now, don't I? Yes I do. I was wondering why that wasn't coming down very quick. Alright, let's do a Shift S. Is that coming down fast enough? Ooh, I don't know if it will. let's see how that did. Oh, I don't like the look of that already. I can't even get down to that. Yeah, that did not work. Well, that was my fault on that one. Alright, so let's undo this nice loop that we just did. Let's go back and redo it. So we'll do that to that, that to, oh, we're not coming down again. That to, then we can we'll do this part by hand like this. So let's go ahead and switch back over to this guy. And then we can connect like up in here somewhere. Is that too low? Wow, that's way too low now. I went from one extreme to the other. Actually about ground level right there. We're about good. Yeah, so we can leave it about there. I just thought I would hit a point where it would start going to the underground view, and I thought that was about where we needed it. I wasn't even paying attention how far down it was, but it's all good. No, that just no. Alright, let's try to redo that part then. Well, let's try connecting it right there and see what it looks like. That's not bad. That's pretty good. And we can create a nice little merger lane right there. So then we can do this. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I would say this ain't perfect, but it is working out fairly well. And it's taking a lot longer than I had expected, but, you know, oh well. We'll have to come back. I might do that off camera, do the merge lanes and everything that we need. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this down to ground level like right here. And then we'll bring that off. Almost, well, we can't really do that with that area. Bring it down to ground level like that. It's at a little bit of a different slope, but you know what, that looks alright. It gives it a nice little look. Okay, and then what we can do on this side is... that is going up at a slope, but that should be alright. Yeah, that'll be fine. Let's do this. And make sure that's at that. Alright, so that should look better. There we go, that looks better. Alright. So they can come up there and they can just easily turn onto there, which should be good. We have that loop. We just need to get this guy connected up now. We need a little bit more space for this, I know that. So we'll come off of there, kind of at that angle if we can. And then it's going to have to do this number, but that's okay. And then it can do that. And then we can do a nice merge here for anybody making a right turn. I'm not sure about that loop, but it'll be fine. It'll be okay. If I ever get feeling like it, we can move this over a little bit and make it look a little bit more legit, but I think it actually looks pretty good. So the only other thing that I have to say is this. Oh, did not want to do that. Please still work. Oh man, come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's all good. It actually dips down a little bit. You see that? Huh. What we could do is, I know that looked pretty good, but we could redo that. Alright. So then we can come back down to, so this one could actually kind of follow that same path a little bit. And then that one have to do that. Okay. Well, let's go and do that then. So I don't know about where that came down to ground level, but I'm going to say like in here, Shift S, and we want to make sure it's like that. So we'll say in there, and then that should be good. And we'll go like that, okay. And then, no, first we'll do this. So we'll have this come back down to ground level. That was the wrong thing. Should we do a 2-lane? No, we're not going to do 2-lane right now. Not unless we need to. And then that'll just kind of exit off right there. And then this will exit off right in here. Man, there's a lot of work going on here. I should have just done a time lapse of this, I guess. No. Come on. So kind of like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That works. I don't know about this part, though. We could do this. We could make it round. We could make it... Oh, come on, stop it. Could do something like that, and then just kind of... Well, not exactly that, but... Kind of... Oh, come on. Do something like that. That looks better. So that this will be a nice flowing interchange for sure. Make that back to a single lane. And then I'm thinking we can do something like that right there. So it can split off to a 2-lane. And then turn that. And then this one needs to be turned around. And this one needs to be turned around. And that's good. That's all good up until there. This needs to be turned around. This needs to be all turned around. There we go. Okay. So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. And that should help with the traffic that we have in this area as well. So I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. What I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to probably do some of the line work. The work to get these all lined up and everything working properly. And I'm also probably going to time the lights off camera too, just because it's easier to do. And then we'll come back in the next episode and go from there. I kind of was hoping I didn't spend the whole episode doing this, but oh well. If you guys like this, go and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all the other videos. And as always, thanks for watching.